appreciate your interest. We'll call this meeting to order. I would ask that you please rise for a moment of silent prayer, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance to our nation's flag. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We're going to make a little change here. We're going to move the proclamations up because the people who are receiving the proclamations have to leave for another meeting. So the public comment will be after these proclamations. Amy?
Good morning, Commissioners. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Our first proclamation today is for Mental Health Awareness Month, May 2015. Whereas mental health is part of overall health, and whereas mental health helps to sustain an individual's thought processes, relationships, productivity, and ability to adapt to change or face adversity, and whereas mental illness adversely affects those abilities and often is life-threatening in nature, and whereas 1 in 4 adults experiences mental health problems in any given year, and such problems can contribute to the onset of mental illness. And whereas 1 in 17 adults lives with mental illness such as major depression, bipolar disorder, or schizophrenia. And whereas approximately 1/2 of chronic mental illness begins by the age of 14, and 3/4 begin by the age of 24. And whereas long delays, sometimes decades, often occur between the time symptoms first appear and when individuals get help. Whereas every citizen and community can make a difference in helping end the silence and stigma that for too long has surrounded mental illness and discouraged people from getting help. Whereas public education and civic activities can encourage mental health and help improve the lives of individuals and families affected by mental illness. Now therefore be it resolved, we, the Butler County Board of Commissioners, do hereby proclaim the month of May 2014 as Mental Health Awareness Month in Butler to increase public understanding of the importance of mental health and to promote identification and treatment of mental illness. And here to accept this proclamation is Kathy McDonald of the National Alliance for Mental Illness in Butler.
Good morning, Kathy. Good morning. I'm very pleased to present this proclamation to you, and we appreciate all that you do on behalf of the folks who are suffering with mental health problems. And if you would like to step to the podium and say anything, you're welcome to do so. Oh, they want to take a picture of it? Did you get the picture?
I'll try again. Got it.
Okay.
Thanks for coming.
On behalf of NOMI PA Butler, I hope this says 2015. Yes. I want to thank you, Mr. McCarrier, Mr. Eckstein, and thank Mr. Pinkerton too, for making May again this year Mental Health Month. It means a lot to us, especially those who suffer from mental health issues and all the organizations in Butler County. We at NOMI do a lot for mental health awareness. We're having a walk at the end of May. We're collaborating with the Mental Health Association, and we try and fight the stigma of mental health. And there's a lot out there. And so I want to thank you again for the second year for making Mental Health Awareness Month in May.
Thank you for all you do,
Thanks. I'm glad you came, and I'd like to say I miss Betty Peoples. But lots of times she comes.
Well, she's at the Grapevine Center, and
whoops, I've got the wrong one.
That's in October for Mental Health Awareness Week.
Oh,
and she gets that proclamation, but we're making a whole month, Mental Health Month, Mental Health Awareness Month. So
okay.
She gets that proclamation, and we get the proclamation for the whole month. So
Okay.
you'll see her then.
Thank you, Kathy.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you very much.
Our second proclamation, Commissioners, is for Drug Awareness Month in Pennsylvania, May 2015. Whereas there are many families suffering because their loved ones are affected with the disease of addiction. Whether your family member is actively in addiction or on the road to recovery, we are here for you. And whereas their addiction has broken your heart, we are here with open arms, sharing hope and encouragement with support to live your life. And whereas 33 people from our Butler community overdosed and died in 2014. And whereas 8 people from January 2015 through April have already died from an overdose in our Butler community. And whereas it is a goal of the Hope for Broken Hearts support group to raise awareness among its residents, schools, churches, and to provide support and education to the families. We will continue to have hope that tomorrow will be a better day than today. We will hope and pray that their tomorrows will be better than today. And whereas the Hope for Broken Hearts group has established this support group to help families, accepting the truth is the first step to helping yourself and your loved one. Now therefore, the Butler County Board of Commissioners deems it fitting and proper to proclaim the month of May 2015 in Butler County as Drug Awareness Month in Pennsylvania. We encourage Pennsylvanians of all ages to support these individuals and families affected by drug addiction. And here to accept the proclamation is a group from the Hope for Broken Hearts Support Group and the Community Center for Community Resources, Char Eckert.
Hi, good seeing you again.
Good morning.
Good seeing you. Yep. Hi.
Good morning. Thank you, ladies, for coming and accepting this and for all that you do on behalf of this organization. I know it's a very important thing that has to be done to deal with families who have these situations. It's tough, and you've made it easier for them to deal with it and help them, and we appreciate that. If you would like to say something, Char's the spokesperson?
Sure.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, thanks.
Did you get a picture?
I did, yeah.
Again, I just want to thank you for having us here today and recognizing what a problem we have in our community. We also are organizing a walk of hope on May 16th in Butler. We had one in the fall, and we had people in the fall that came from Punxsutawney area, from Beaver County, Allegheny County. But what we need most are people from Butler County to come out and show your support, because if you're not dealing with this problem, I'm sure people in your circles are. It's everywhere, and it's only getting worse unless people start standing up and making a difference. So I really urge you all to invite your families, bring your kids, bring strollers, just come and join us, and just join us. And
Where is it, Char?
it's going to start at Westminster Church. We're going to start registration at 9 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, May 16th. And the walk starts at 10. And we're going to walk up to the courthouse and walk around to the prison and then back down to the church. We're going to have prayer time along the way in a few places, and we just hope that the community will come out and support us, because this is very important. Our group is also organizing Narcan treatment. We're going to have that in September in Butler, and that's something, it's the only thing that's going to help bring somebody out of their overdose. And it's good, you know, even if you don't have it in your household, you don't know when you might be at Sheetz or at Walmart. People overdose all over the place. So, you know, even if it's not affecting you, if you have it on you, you could always save someone's life. It's not meant as a treatment for them. This is just to save their life. Because if they still have life, they still have hope. And that's kind of what it's all about, saving them. So that's pretty important. We'll be hearing more about that whenever we get closer to September. And we're also working on a drug summit in Butler too. That's also in the works. So we are doing things, and we encourage anybody to, if you don't have a support group, find a support group, make a support group, start one, just make a difference. Thank you.
Well, it's a challenge for everyone here to come out on May 16th and support this walk.
Westminster Church on Main Street, Butler, not Evans City. I went to the Westminster Church in Evans City, but there's no jail in Evans City to the best of my knowledge. They might have a few holding cells, but there's no jail there. Oh, it's the Westminster Church, and I told you I couldn't come, but it's early in the morning, and I will come to that when you came to our office. But I will participate in it, and I think what you're doing is terrific, okay?
I expect
And
you
the
to be there
address
also.
on that
Great,
is 420 Main Street, so, everybody knows where it's at.
Lots of parking down there.
The church, and then, the city parking lot.
Well, there's where the Elks Club used to be there, that's all parking lots.
Oh, okay. Yep,
Okay, thank you, folks.
super, thank you very much.
Okay, any public comment?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The public comment portion of our meeting provides residents and taxpayers of Butler County a reasonable opportunity to comment on matters of concern, official action, or deliberation which are or may be before the board prior to taking official action. Presentations must be limited to 3 minutes. The chairman has asked me to remind everyone that no personal attacks on the character or reputation of county employees, department heads, or any official will be tolerated. Any speaker doing so may be ruled out of order by the chair. I'll call the names in the order that they appear on the sign-up sheet. When you come to the podium, please state your name and municipality of residence. And I realize that a lot of you have not come to a public meeting before and haven't signed in to speak, and you would like to, please come forward and do that as we proceed with the comments.
Amy, normally we only allow 10 speakers. I think we have 13 signed in. We will allow all 13 to speak today.
Yes, sir, thank you. First is James Exton.
My name is James Eckstein. I'm Butler Township. My speech is on deliberating in public, the Sunshine Law, Section 702, findings. The General Assembly finds it the right of the public to be present at all meetings and to witness the deliberation, policy formation, and decision-making of agencies is vital to the enhancement and proper functioning of the democratic process, and that secrecy in public affairs undermines the faith in public and government and public effectiveness in fulfilling its role as a democratic society. Amen. How does it get any better than that? Bill McCarrier and Dale Pinkerton and Chief Clerk Wilson want to sit behind closed doors and dole out $500,000 and decide who gets the money and how much each one gets. They tell me it's only informational, pre-decisional. That is an insult to the common working man's intelligence. You would have to be a chump or a fool to believe that line of BS. The impact money was not placed in the budget. The impact fee money was not placed in the budget, and the budget was balanced. It was passed by all 3 commissioners. Now behind closed doors, an extra $500,000 is being added to the budget. What could it be used for? New cars, trucks, new employees, lame duck pay raises, a $60,000 donation to the United Way. The $69,000 donation to the United Way was round robin by McCarrier and Pinkerton without any report on the effectiveness of the program last year. 60,000 to 60,000 for 2 years equals 120. Let's close our senior centers, but give the United Way 120,000. It's BS. I like the United Way, but should government blindly support them with your tax dollars? I say no. McCarrier and Pinkerton voted yes. Decisions concerning appropriation of public funds should be not made behind closed doors. What do I believe the $1.5 billion of impact fee money should go for? Debt reduction, debt reduction, debt reduction. A 2006 county bond issued can be refinanced in 2016. We have $4 million in an escrow account earmarked for that debt already. Along with 2 years of impact fee money, we can completely pay that bond off. Paying down debt is not a partisan issue. It's a common sense practical issue, which you are a household or county government, it's good. We should be reducing your tax line and your tax card. Here's my tax card. I have $110,000 in county debt on my tax card. Would it be nice if this was reduced by $30? I think so. It's the right and responsible position to take. I talked to our controller, Ben Holland, about this issue. He's on board. I talked to Jack McCollum, the former county controller. He's on board. It's the right position at the right time. Let's have open, honest, public discussion and file an amended report. Thank you, Jim Eckstein, Butler Township.
First of all, a lot of what Jim said is just not true. We do not hold secret meetings. We do not make decisions behind closed doors. If we do, then we should be prosecuted for it, and he should lead the prosecution, but he can't, because there's no truth to what he's saying. As far as the impact fee money, we have set aside that to reduce future debt. The radio system that the county has, the 911 system, is going to have to be replaced. It could cost as much as $10 million to replace it. We're setting that money aside for a future board to put towards that radio system, which will reduce taxes. It won't reduce the current taxes, but it'll keep taxes from being raised to pay for that. So we're doing exactly what he says. We're putting the money aside to reduce future tax increases. Okay, next.
Next, and please forgive me if I mispronounce anyone's name. Connie Collier?
Good morning, Connie.
Good morning. Connie Collier, Shakora Bora. I'm here in regards for the senior centers. I understand there's going to be a vote this coming month of us maybe losing or changing, a lot of changes. I do not think that we should have any changes in our senior center. It seems that like the county has money, and I am asking the county to help us out. I recently seen where $64,000 was spent on shaded dog shelter at the park. There's going to be lots of happy dogs. I like dogs, I love dogs, but I'd like to have a lot of happy seniors too. And if some of that money that nobody knows what to spend it on, we seniors could sure use that. $9,000 for each senior center would come to $90,000. So $64,000 for a dog shelter, wow, that sure could help us seniors. And I'm very disappointed that Mr. Pinkerton is not here today. I read in our local paper where he accused of Mr. Eckstein coming out to the senior centers just to bash Beth Harrell. That is not true. That is not true at all. I was there. Mr. Pinkerton was not there. And Mr. Eckstein has helped the seniors all through this. And without him, we would have not had any hope. And he never bashed Beth Harrell. If anybody bashed it, it was we, the seniors, because we felt her agency could do more. But we understand after all this that it's not right to bash Beth Harrell and her and the area of the aging, because you people have the money, and we think that the county could help the seniors just like the other area counties around us, that they help their seniors. Thank you very much.
Connie, I would like to make one point clear. There's no county dollars going into the dog park. This was all donated money by an individual couple to build that dog park. There's no county tax dollars going into that.
Introduce that couple to the senior center.
Okay, next.
Robert Glad?
You want to hold up her thing?
Yeah.
Thank you. We have a large,
Paul, please go to the microphone.
Representation here today, which I'm glad to see, and I'm also.
First, your name and where you're.
Oh.
What country you're
Let's see,
from.
what is my name today?
Whatever you want it to be called.
My name's Paul Glad, and I'm from Butler Township. I'm here to one of the representatives for the senior center in Butler. First of all, I'd like to thank you for being here to listen to our concerns and so forth. And that we were so concerned about the Butler Senior Center, not only Butler, but the other ones. And I would like to say that this Butler Senior Center, I'm a volunteer down here, and which other ones are also. and we've been very happy with that center. We have the room and so forth for all the occupants, and there's no problems there. I mean, we don't have any wheelchair problems, we don't have elevators, and we have lunches. We have the exercise group, which is Silver Sneakers Monday through Friday. And I spoke before at the Ellison's meeting and so forth, and we're all so concerned about it that it's just hard to break it all down. And I would like to thank Mr. Eckstein. He was there and represented us and so forth, and we certainly appreciate that. The accessibility for the senior center in Butler is good. Like I said before, there's no elevators. People are happy with the unit, and I wish I could. Right now, my mind's blown. Stuff to say, but anyhow, we have. I think I'll stop at that.
Thanks, Bob.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Kathy Cloak.
My name's Kathy Cloak from Butler Township.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'd like to say that we appreciate Jim Eckstein's help in all of this. He's been there for us. He's helped us so much, and I hope that the seniors will show their appreciation at the polls because he's been wonderful. We have a wonderful center at Tanglewood, and we don't like to see it change. And I spoke this all before, but the seniors are happy. There's no reason to stir things up and change everything, and we just need a little help from our county, like other counties get. Perhaps the money could be put in the budget to help all the senior centers and keep them where they are. And that's all I want to say is that we truly appreciate Commissioner Eckstein. And I want to say, if there's anything I can do to help you, I will. Thank you.
Peggy Eversole.
Peggy Eversole, Middlesex Township. Process universe is a term that reflects a changing world and changing times. Next month, May, is Older Americans Month. The Administration for Community Living is recognizing the 50th anniversary of the Older Americans Act with the theme, Get Into the Act. As can be seen here today, Butler County seniors, Commissioner Eckstein, and I welcome this theme, Get Into the Act, to keep your senior centers in your local community where they belong. You can get into that act by raising awareness of the importance of your local senior center in your community, and by bringing a friend with you to the senior center, which will actually double your attendance. According to research, keeping senior centers in the local community enhances social interaction and social ties, which enhance the quality of life, contribute to continued functioning and independence, even when physical limitations are present. Senior citizens must adapt within local neighborhoods to meet the needs of the frail elderly participants, those aging in place, with the younger, more active seniors. Senior centers' needs may vary between one local senior center to the next. Senior centers vary because they reflect their home communities. This variation is a strength that allows centers to adapt as their communities change. This flexibility will in the future be the key to centers remaining vital and integral to their local community. Since change and process universe is constant, it is vital to allow senior centers to make their own change in their own local communities. Thank you.
Joe Ferrone.
Morning.
Good morning.
Joe Ferrone, Shakur Bora. I'm here about the Shakur Senior Center. First off, I'd like to know if you're going to close them for the 3 days a week or close them period, whichever you decide. We're paying a monthly rent on these. Why would you want to close them for 3 days? What are you going to do with them for the other 2 days? They can't be used for anything else. The next thing is the self-sufficient funding. Where does this money go? How much do they take in a month at the area agency on aging, if that's where it goes? I've been asking this question and nobody will give me an answer on it. And the other counties don't seem to have this from what I've been told by contacting them. And I really and truly think that the attendance would go up if you didn't have that. We're paying $750 a month self-sufficient funding. Those people work out there making soup and noodles and anything else they can do to make money, instead of going there, playing cards and having fun like seniors are supposed to do. That's all I have to say. Thank you, Jim, for all your help with us too.
I'd like to say this to Joe. I think he's spot on there with his analogy. I went to all the senior centers. I went to 9 out of 10, okay? I didn't go to Cranberry. But this idea of them having to raise so much money, it's really, in Winfield, it cut the people in half. I'm positive of it. It cut the senior citizens that came to that center in half because they didn't find it enjoyable to do that. They were tired. And I think it's important here. My idea was to have them raise money at the senior center for themselves. Go on a trip. If they want to raise money, why don't they use it for a bus trip to Cook's Forest or Palmatuming or the casino or whatever they want to. Raise some money, use it in your own center, and that would get more people to come too. Who doesn't want to go, to Palmatuming for the day? Or I really enjoy doing that with my family. So I think these trips would help spur more people want to come. So I really think Joe did it spot on there. Thanks, Joe.
Sue Morrow.
I'm Sue Morrow from Butler, Pennsylvania, right in the city. And I have sheets that I would like to present to you, Commissioners Eckstein, McCarrier, and if you could give Bill Pinkerton. Could I present them to you?
Sure, Sue. Thank you.
Knock that trip off her time, okay,
I was asked to be the spokesperson for our Silver Sneakers class at the Senior Center housed at Tanglewood on Austin Avenue. Our instructor, Penny Geitz, could not come today, and she's teaching another class. I am Sue Morrow. My husband, Russ Morrow, and I have been attending Silver Sneakers for 11 years. We are now in our 80s and are enjoying life. This is what we have a paper to present to you. Thank you for the opportunity to present our concerns for the Butler Senior Center, located Tanglewood, 10 Austin Avenue. We are attendees of the Silver Sneakers class that is held at the Butler Senior Center. Silver Sneakers is an exercise class sponsored through Highmark and Blue Shield to be proactive activity for seniors through fun, friends, and fitness, allowing seniors to continue independent living style. Silver Sneakers also affords Senior Center members who do not have the Blue Cross Blue Shield insurance to attend the exercise class. Through the membership at the senior center, and a small donation. Silver Sneakers has been a part of the Butler Senior Center since 2006. Classes are held at 4 mornings a week, and attendance is anywhere from 25 to 35 people a day. Now, they do sometimes have a Friday class. We have enjoyed attending the classes at the Butler Senior Center for 11 years, not only for the Silver Sneakers classes, but also the location and building. And we just want you to know the easy access is just wonderful for seniors. And there's plenty of parking, and so it just makes it very nice for us. Now, the questions are on the paper, and Penny would like you to answer them. There are 7 questions, concerns, and if you could answer them, she has her address on the paper. You can send it to.
Thank you, Sue.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Russ was nervous while you were talking. Where's Russ? Russ and I go way back.
Mr. Morrow, you also signed up to speak. Would you like to speak?
No, I didn't come prepared to speak.
Next is Kathy Geibel.
I do not, I must have signed it the wrong line, but I do go to Tanglewood at Silver Sneakers. And it's a wonderful group of people. We go every day, Monday through Friday, as Sue has said. We would like your support to keep Tanglewood Silver Sneakers going. It is a wonderful place for everybody. And so many places would be inconvenient for so many of us to attend. So we would really like your appreciation of our of all of our people attending there. We formed a lot of friendships, and we have also used a lot of the other services offered at Tanglewood. So we really appreciate your support. Thank you.
I would like to say this too. You know, Slippery Rock, the relationship. I'll just. I don't know if is anybody here from Slippery Rock today? No. I'd like to say this for Slippery Rock. They have the Silver Sneakers teacher there, and she said something I got to meet her up there, and she's from Grove City, and she had a very moving, I bet you a lot of you read it, the teacher at the Silver Sneakers in Slippery Rock. But that's one of the things I found really amazing about these centers too. That teacher at Slippery Rock in the head, and I apologize for not knowing each one of the names, but these people were gems. We have people doing this, and they don't do it for money. They do it because they love it. They want to help seniors. The Slippery Rock students come over to that one for classes and credits. I got to meet a student there, so I just like people to know that too. I was very moved by that at each center. And Slippery Rock, but a lot of these, the heads of the centers, they're just terrific people. I mean, it's just shocking to see how much caring they have. So thank you.
Karen Callahan?
I just checked it wrong.
All right, thank you. Pam Malichin?
Oh, no, I didn't want to.
All right.
Jack Cohen?
All right, Gloria, and I'm sorry, I can't read the last name. Armstrong? Did you wish to speak, Gloria?
Gloria was the one here, which
Oh, she was with the proclamation.
Yeah, she's the one.
She was on the proclamation. Check.
Commissioners, I believe that's all for public comment.
Did we miss anybody? Did we miss anybody, you know, just so we didn't make a mistake here?
Well, again, we thank you all for coming. And first of all, there's no proposal made that I've seen closing these senior centers. There has been talk about what we can do to increase attendance and that was one of the things that was talked about. But so far, and I don't think there will be, any proposal made to close any of the senior centers. Okay. Board of Elections.
Yes, sir. No old business today, and our first item, I'm sorry, approval of minutes.
I'm
Solicitor
sorry, we
is
missed
correct.
the minutes. I always do that. Is there a motion to approve the minutes from the two meetings? I will second it. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The minutes are approved. Now, the Board of Elections is a little bit different, so all the visitors understand and everybody watching online. The Board of Elections normally consists of the 3 commissioners unless they are running. And since Jim is running, he cannot serve on the board this year, so the judge appoints somebody to take his place. And the judge has appointed Bob Moyer this year. And Bob has been our IT person for many, many years. He's retired now. And Sherry is our Director of Elections. So Sherry, would you present your agenda? Bob, you can come up here and sit if you'd like.
No, thanks.
This morning, I'm asking for approval for the Small Games with Chance referendum for the following municipalities: Brady Township, Lancaster Township, Venango Township, Work Township, and Portersville Borough. I ask for your approval to have these questions placed on the May 19, 2015 municipal election
Is there a
ballot.
motion to do that?
I'll make the motion.
I will second it. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, that one is approved, Sherry.
Thank you. The second item I have is for the approval to move the Valencia Borough polling place of the Valencia Borough building at 61 Elmira Street to the Valencia Presbyterian Church Social Hall at 80 Durrett Street. This move is necessary. The Valencia Borough building is very small and is not quite ADA compliant, and we have to make it ADA compliant on election day. The parking lot is very small and gravel covered and makes it very hard for anyone in a wheelchair or with a walker to maneuver into the polling site, where the social hall is a paved parking lot and is already ADA compliant, so it meets all the standards. So I ask your approval for this.
Paul?
I make the motion.
I will second it. Those in favor say aye. Aye. The motion is approved.
Thank you.
Bob, last chance.
And my third question this morning is to approve the appointment of Gail Caserva, Kathy Fernandinson, and Karen Barbetti to the return board for both the May 19, 2015 municipal primary election and the November 3rd, 2015 municipal general election. And I ask your approval for these appointments.
Is there a motion?
I make the motion.
I will second it. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
That's all I have. Thank you.
All right, Bob, thank you for coming out at the last minute.
Bob, I'd like to thank you too. I knew Bob's parents. He grew up in Evans City. I grew up around Evans City, but I knew Bob's parents for a while. And I don't think Judge Dirk could have picked anybody that the county, everybody trusts more than Bob Moyer. So he did a great job as IT director.
I'll never go to bed tonight.
He's going to Silver Sneakers.
That brings us to new business.
Yes.
First under new business, Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Mike Steve.
Morning, Commissioners.
Good morning, Sheriff.
Just like to ask your approval to approve a contract with the Bureau of Tourism so that when we provide services for them in regards to like the Jeep Festival, the Tough Mudders, they're having the Pennsylvania Pyrotech Festival this year. And we've helped them in the past. We've had a prior contract. It was a specific contract for a specific item. We would like to enter into a contract with them, for all items. And on an annual basis, we look at the fees and increase them as necessary.
And this meets with your approval, the Board of Tourism?
It does. It does. We appreciate the help.
Is there a motion?
Oh, I'll make that motion. I forgot Bob Moyer. Okay, I'll make that motion. Sorry, I'm back with it.
I'll second it, and just to assure everybody, the reason for this contract is so that there are no county tax dollars going into these events. The Tourism Bureau reimburses the county sheriff's department for all the manpower plus all their benefits and everything that goes into this. Those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you, Jack.
Yeah.
Chair.
Next, under Emergency Services, Steve Weishaus.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning, Steve.
I have 3 items for your consideration today. Item number 1 is approval of a memorandum of understanding between Butler County Emergency Management and the Red Cross. Terms of the agreement is March 16, 2015 through March 16, 2020. And really what this allows us to do is set a process and some goals with the Red Cross as far as mass care sheltering and also individual needs when, for instance, when they have a fire. So I ask for approval on that. No, there's no cost to the county.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item number 2, I have approval to apply for Radiation Emergency Response Fund Grant Act 47 in the amount of $6,977 to be used to enhance our response to radiation emergencies as a support county for the ship and port nuclear power plant. I ask for approval on that.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And the last item I have is approval of a grant application for the Hazardous Materials Response Fund, Act 165, to fund emergency response capability in the event of a release of hazardous materials. This term of the grant is July 1st, 2015 through June 30th, 2016. The amount varies, and we won't know actually what we're awarded until after we make application. The last 3 years, it's ranged anywhere from $28,000 up to $31,000. I ask for your approval on that.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
I ask for permission to be excused within another meeting.
Does anyone from the press have any questions for Steve? Okay. You're excused,
Back to
Steve.
work, buddy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, under Facilities and Operations, John Campbell.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning, John.
They have some change orders for the Government Center units. The first one I have is PCO 14 with vendor construction for the amount of $5,907.95. This is for mapping office revisions.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Second one I have is PCO GC 16 with vendor construction for revisions for rooms 116, 134, 136, 137, 124, 131 for the amount of $8,834.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries.
Next change order is PCHC 002. This is deck revisions in rooms 216, 116, 236, 136, 137 for the amount of $3,124.25.
Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries.
The next one is PCO HC 005. This will be extending the return duct detectors in the amount of $4,149.
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second? I'll second it. Forgot Dale wasn't here. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
I'd just like to explain this to the public too. We had some changes. There was a liability issue with Human Services and CYS, and I was very pleased that when we have to make these changes, it was more of an oversight on security for the people who work there. And I was pleased with how these came in. We didn't know what to expect, and when the prices came in here, sometimes it comes in too high, but there was something overlooked. So I was very happy, and our manager, Thompson and Williamson, they worked this out. But that's what these were for. We didn't blindly pass these. These have been in the works. And that's the only exception to that is in the mapping office, and we made a change there would be more conducive to for productivity or better for the office staff. But I was pleased. Some of these come in high, but our building manager, construction manager, works with us trying to solve that problem. So that's what these were. Okay. Thanks, John.
Go ahead, John.
The next one is PCO PC-006. This is for additional circuits for the air compressor and fire alarm devices in the fire pump room. And this is also to upsize the wire because we have to put a bigger fire pump in. For the amount of $9,001.87.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The motion carries.
Next one is PCO-EC-009. This is for additional card access stations for the amount of $2,097.80. This would put delayed egress on exterior doors.
Okay, I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries.
Item number 3, I'd like to remove.
Why are we removing
The
it?
credit, it's not completed yet. We're to see discrepancy whether they have bulkhead pricing in there or not.
Okay.
Fourth thing I have would be approval for additional scope and cost impact for Pedersen and Pedersen professional service, prepared an as-built drawings for Cranberry Township Magistrate and property landscape once everything is completed. This would be in the amount of $4,623. And I also have the chairman to sign. This is per code for Cranberry Township.
Yeah, we're stuck. Right, yeah, okay. We'll make the motion.
I'll second it. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries.
Next I have is 3 contracts with Direct Energy.
John, this is 5th item on here. Oh,
That is it.
that's it. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you were looking for these ones that you had.
I have 1 contract for West Penn Power accounts, which would be 30 months. This would take care of all of our smaller accounts except for the ones at the tier holding unit. This would be a 30-month contract starting on or after 6/24/15, and the amount would be 5.72 cents per kilowatt hour. Permission for the chair to sign.
Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. That's a very good rate, John. Thank you for,
Actually went down 100%.
thank you for
Put
getting
down
it.
100th of a cent. From how fast, I mean, it's been the same for the last 2 years, and then it actually went down with the
Well,
third
what-
But it is a good rate.
It is a very good rate. 100th of a cent, and the amount of electric we use in all our facilities is going to add up. Those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
The second contract will be with West Penn Power accounts for a 3-month term. This would be, because we're going to be moving out of the tier, and this would start on or after 6/26/15 with Direct Energy and for the chairman to sign.
And what's the rate?
6 cents.
6 cents. Well, you didn't do as good in that one, John.
Well, short time, they wouldn't give me that the other rate.
Okay. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
The third contract would be for Direct Energy for the Penn Power accounts, and this would start on July of 15 and run to January of 18, which would be 30 months, and the rate on that would be 6.015 cents per kilowatt.
Now, where are these accounts, John?
Cranberry Township, Texter Hill, they're in Penn Power.
Okay. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Permission to use.
Any questions for John from the press, radio station? Thank you, John.
Thanks. Yeah, we were overworked today there.
You did good in those contracts, John.
Thank you.
Under the prison, on behalf of Warden Schaefer, we're seeking your approval of Amendment 7 to the contract with Trinity Services LLC by and through its Canteen Correctional Services Division to address the fluctuating costs of certain bulk food items and food service items at the prison, as recommended by the prison board at its meeting of yesterday. We ask your approval.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries.
And we're seeking your approval of a memorandum of mutual aid agreement with Mercer County as recommended by the prison board at its meeting yesterday. And again, this is an agreement with Mercer that if there is a disaster of some kind that requires evacuation of the inmates, we have a mutual agreement to help each other out.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Next, under assessment, Chris Savage.
Morning, Chris.
I'm here today to ask for approval for some tax appeal settlements. The first one would be Lowe's in Butler Township. Fair market value of $7,164,250. Tax parcel number 056-10-21EA. Also the Lowe's in Cranberry Township. Fair market value of $8 million. Tax parcel number 1304F4419E. And also a settlement with Armco Advanced Materials, City of Butler, a property only, fair market value of $2,600,000. The tax parcel numbers 563-61240, 563-2819, and 563-2682A.
All right, can we do that in one motion?
You can do them as one, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'd like to make that motion.
I'll second the motion. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Questions for Chris? Thank you, you're excused.
Okay, question.
Thanks, Chris.
Next, under Parks and Recreation, Gary Newman.
Morning, Commissioner.
Hi, Gary.
I'm here this morning to ask approval to advertise for bids for Jay's Dog Park at Alameda Park. As the board is aware, funding for the project is being provided by a donor. So in turn, the bids will not be awarded once they are received until the funding has been provided to the county from the donor.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve going after these bids?
I'll make that motion.
I will second it. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Second item, Commissioners, I'm here to seek approval based on the recommendation of the Butler County Parks Recreation Advisory Commission awarding the local park renovation grants for 2015. This is the 20th year that the program has existed within Butler County. We have received 21 applications this year. The recommendations are made by the local Park and Recreation Advisory Board. There is a committee of the board that reviews them, brings them back to the committee as a whole, and in turn, today are making a recommendation to you. The selected municipalities this year: Adams Township for $7,500, City of Butler for $5,235, Butler Township for $4,500, Cranberry Township for $7,500, East Butler for $7,500, Evans City Borough for $6,363.75, Penn Township $7,500, Seven Fields Borough $7,500, Slippery Rock Township $7,500, and Zionopol Borough for $7,500. What that represents, Commissioner, is 75% of the estimated project cost. It is a 75-25 match, for the local municipality has to provide 25% of the project cost in cash.
Is there a motion to approve these?
At least 25%, right?
Yes, at least 25%.
Okay, I'll make that motion.
I will second it. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries.
Thank you. Before we move on, I do want to apologize to the press. I did leave the press release in my office, so in turn, if you want the more detailed press release, just call my office, or either email it to you or fax it to you. Again, I apologize. The last item is ratification of approval to use legacy funds in the amount of $41,826.55 to cover the cost, or the balance of the cost of the construction of the new restroom facility at Alameda Park. As the board is aware, when we awarded the contract, that was our intention at that time.
Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I will second it. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And the restroom is
The most expensive restroom in Butler County.
It's a very nice restroom. Very honestly, yesterday, and the commissioner was there, Kathy Frankel from the state was here to make a presentation to the park board, and then also do the closeout inspection on the restroom, and she was very, very impressed at the quality of the work and the restroom itself. Thank you.
Gary, well, I'll tell you, it's in the upper loop near the pool. Alameda Park, upper loop.
It's in what we refer to as the Oddfellow Circle. It serves the new shelters that were constructed on the back end of the park.
Right,
And we
and
thank,
it was much needed.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
and we thank the contractor that was involved in the construction.
Yes.
They're doing a good job there.
Yes, out of West Sunbury. So it was actually a local contractor in the job, which sometimes we don't have here in
Nice to
town.
get local contractors.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
So, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Gary.
Under Human Services, on behalf of Amanda Feltenberger, we're seeking your ratification of the approval to submit a revision to the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development for the 2013 through 2015 Emergency Solutions Grant. This is to better align the approved budget with actual expenditures. The revision would decrease the rapid rehousing financial assistance line by $5,000 and add $4,000 to the homelessness prevention services line and $1,000 to the homelessness prevention financial services line. We ask your approval.
Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it. There's no additional funds involved here. We're just realigning the funds. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Under Human Services, Community Action and Development, on behalf of Jean Kennedy, we're seeking your approval to enter into a contract for the Emergency Solutions Grant Program funding through Lawrence County Community Action in the amount of $120,000. The funding will be used in conjunction with the Supportive Services for Veterans Family Program to assist with case management and housing assistance. The term of the contract is November 25th, 2014 through August 20th, 2016. We ask your approval.
Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries.
Next, we're seeking your approval to enter into a subcontract with the Center for Community Resources for provision of services through the 2014 Emergency Solutions Grant Program funding through Lawrence County Community Action in the amount of $120,000. This program will be operated in conjunction with the Supportive Services for Veteran Families Program, and the term of the subcontract is November 25th, 2014 through August 20th, 2016. We ask your approval.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries.
Under Human Services, Area Agency on Aging, on behalf of Beth Harold, we're seeking your approval of a contract with the Center for Community Resources to disperse $6,000 in Pennsylvania Aging Disability Resource Coordination grant funding. The term of the contract is July 1st, 2014 through June 30th, 2015, and no county funds are involved. We ask your approval.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries.
We're asking your approval of an internship agreement with Slippery Rock University to provide practical experience for students for 40 hours, which is equal to 1 credit. No county funds are involved.
Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries.
Thank you, Slippery Rock, right?
Right.
That's great. You're the,
I'm a trustee,
board,
I'm a
trustee?
trustee of Slippery Rock University.
Yeah.
Yes.
Next is your approval to participate in the Senior Farmers Market Nutrition Program. The agency will provide vouchers to eligible senior citizens of Butler County. No county funds are involved. We ask your approval.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries.
Under Planning Commission, the CDBG program, Wendy Leslie.
Morning, Commissioners.
Good morning, Wendy.
On Monday, April 20th, at the agenda setting meeting, we opened 3 bids that were received for the Jefferson Township Laura Dare Park project. The bids were separated into 3 different sections, bid A, bid B, and an ad bid. Bid A was to cover all the eligible CDBG parts of the project. Bid B was for the DCNR parts of the project, and the ad bid was for additional ADA parking in front of the Major League field, if funding allows. The results are as follows. Holbein Incorporated from Sarver, PA, Part A, $178,320.95. Part B, $164,131.62, and the ad bid was $11,489.25 for a total of $353,941.82.
And who was the contractor, Wendy?
That was Holbein.
Hold on.
Yeah,
He's
there was-
local, isn't he?
Pardon me?
He's Butler County, right?
Yes, he was from Sarner.
Yeah.
The second was Sports Recreation Associates, LLC of Apollo, PA. As read at the meeting on Monday, their Part A was $123,700.65. During bid tabulation, we found a $10 error there, so it should have been $123,690.65. Part B was $134,871.89. The ad bid was $20,131.20, for a total as read on Monday, $278,703.74. Stand corrected would be $278,693.74. McElroy Paving Company of Ingomar, PA, Part A, $103,710.90. Part B was $116,549.64. The ad bid was $17,390 for a total bid of $237,650.54. This project is being paid for by a combination of CDBG and DCNR grant funds. There's no county dollars involved. The bids for the DCNR part of the project are a bit over budget at this time. We have consulted with the engineer to either cut 3 bleachers and slabs, or Jefferson Township could pick up the balance of the shortfall. Jefferson Township's next public meeting will be held on Monday, May 11th, and they will decide at their public meeting on how they want to fund the shortage or if they want to cut the project. I plan on returning to the Commissioners' public meeting on May 13th with a possible award to the project pending Jefferson Township's decision. In the meantime, I'm asking to table these bids until Jefferson Township has had time to publicly discuss the results and how to best handle the shortfall of the grant funding. So we're asking for your approval to table at this time.
Okay, I'll make a motion to table that. That's a good choice, Leslie.
I will second that motion. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Wendy.
Under Commissioners, our first item is requested by Commissioner Eckstein, a motion to retain all senior centers in their current locations for a 15 to 18-month period with a focused effort by the Area Agency on Aging on increasing the enrollment of each center and addressing the immediate needs of each center.
I'd like to amend that to say the days, keep the days open now the same too. I'd like to keep, I made a mistake there. I'd like to have that motion with the days open. And I'll make that motion.
Okay. I think this is an inappropriate motion at this time because there's been no proposal made. I think if a proposal is made to make any changes, that would be the proper time to vote on it. So I would declare this motion dead for lack of a second.
So you don't even want to bring it up for discussion?
Well, you can't discuss the motion unless the motion's been made and seconded. That's Robert's rules.
Well, I know what the rules are. I was hoping you'd give me the benefit of the doubt and put it so we can discuss it.
Well, we've discussed
With all
it.
the gracious to these people. I was hoping you already told them earlier that you were not going to do it.
I didn't tell them earlier.
Well, you told me that you weren't going to close them. I mean, I heard you say something.
I said there's no proposal made to close them that I'm aware of.
Okay.
So if a proposal's made, then I would certainly vote on a motion.
Is it right to keep the senior citizens on the edge of their seat in all this turmoil?
But if the motion isn't going to pass, why discuss it? That's Robert's rules, Jim.
If the vote, well, lots of times we put it for discussion. You gave me the benefit of the doubt lots of times graciously to bring it up for discussion. And it could pass, be the first time a motion ever passed, which is you and me. We can have a moment there.
No. Next item.
I guess we won't. I was getting all hopeful.
Next, we're asking your approval to renew the builder's risk policy for the Government Center Annex project for the period May 14th, 2015 through May 14th, 2016 in the amount of $7,995, billed quarterly with an installment charge of $6 per quarter. Once the building is completed, the coverage can be canceled. We ask your approval.
Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The motion carries.
Next, we ask for your ratification of the approval of transfer agreement between the county, Sunnyview Operating LLC, and the U.S. government. This is to transfer the novation contract dated April 1st, 2014 with the Department of Veterans Affairs and Sunnyview from the county to Sunnyview Operating LLC, the new owners, with authorization for the chairman to sign. We ask your approval.
Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second it. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The motion carries.
We ask your approval to accept a pharmaceutical settlement with Mutual Pharmaceutical Company in the amount of $6,767.61.
I'll make that motion. Mike, that was a class action lawsuit,
Yes.
is that correct?
Yes.
We were beneficiary?
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
I will second the motion. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries.
Our last item is a report on the bid opening for the print services. At the April 20th agenda setting meeting, we did open bids for the county's print services. 2 bids were received, one from Blanc Printing of Bridgeville, PA, and the other from Sir Steedy of Butler, PA. Because of the complexity of those bids, they are being analyzed, and we will be coming to the board at a future public meeting with a recommendation for award.
We don't need a motion to table that, do we?
No.
Tip was decided to vote on that. Okay.
And that's all for new business.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the budgetary transfer?
I'll make that motion.
I will second it. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Is there a motion to approve the new hires?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Is there a motion to approve the travel request?
I'll make that motion.
I will second it. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Is there a motion to approve the requisitions? Would you like to say first one? No, go ahead.
Giving you the, okay, I'll make the motion then.
I'll second it. Those in favor say aye. Is there a motion to approve the check register?
Aye, that was an aye. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. I'll make a motion to approve the check register.
I'll second it. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Kayla?
Thank you, Commissioner. I heard one of the speakers earlier say that she heard or she was told that a senior center vote was coming next month. Is this true?
Not that I'm aware of.
So to your understanding, there's been no set timeline?
First of all, if any changes were to be made, it would have to be approved by the Area Agency on Aging Advisory Board, and then it would come to the commissioners. So, as far as I know, there's no proposal coming at this time.
Didn't they say they were going to vote on it during an aging meeting yesterday?
That he did.
Yeah.
What are they going to vote on?
I don't know, you were there. They said they were going to vote, yeah, I was there. They're going to vote, they thought they were voting on what to do with senior centers.
Why
That
don't
was
you,
my
why don't you
understanding.
check with Beth Harold on that?
We also taped that meeting, I'm gonna have it up on YouTube. That meeting was taped by Peggy, we're gonna get that up pretty quick on my YouTube channel.
So Commissioner Eckstein, you believe that yesterday at the meeting, they said they're gonna vote on it in May?
They're gonna tape, yeah, they said at the meeting, it's taped, it's on tape, that they're gonna vote on, Beth Harold said at the meeting she wanted to make some from 5 to 3 days, and it was an odd thing. None of the people on Area Aging spoke about the issue. People came to the meeting, 26 seniors came to that meeting, but nobody on the senior board spoke at all. Not one person. You know, but they said they were gonna vote. Very best of my knowledge.
Thank you, Commissioner. Also, did you receive the data that you requested on the centers from Beth Harold? I remember you said at Monday's meeting you had requested some
Yeah, I
data.
just
Did you
got
get that
it.
yet?
I got it yesterday and I have not had time to go through that. A lot of the seniors asked me to get questions answered, and I put in their inquiries through me, and I didn't get back to them because I didn't get the information until yesterday, right, Peggy? Yeah, I got it yesterday at the meeting. And I'll distribute that.
Do you think it's a possibility, once you read that data, that you would be in favor of consolidating or closing some of the centers?
Absolutely not.
No matter what it says?
What? Look, I didn't see anything. I went to all the centers, and I'll look at the data. Sure, I'm not gonna make a blind, look, we didn't do our due diligence to improve the centers. I mean, it's almost on the ridiculous side. You know, that's what I saw. It's almost ridiculous. Until we solve that, I'm not, you know, data's only good as how they got the data. You can ask a question and get any data you want.
Okay, that's all for now. Thank you.
Thanks, Kayla.
John?
Yes, when you're talking about proposals, exactly what do you mean? Because at a previous meeting, it was stated that at a prior AAA meeting, advisory board meeting, it was proposed for the consolidation, because they were, that was generated on the county side somewhere about that it was suggested, I guess. You know, it never came before the commissioners officially, but at a AAA board meeting, it was suggested consolidate to two, a new one at the mall and one at Cranberry.
That's true. That was, I wouldn't say it was a proposal, Tom. Maybe it's a matter of semantics. They were dealing with the attendance at the centers and how to increase it and how to better use the money that's put into centers. And that was a suggestion that was made, but there was never a vote or anything else taken on that.
Okay, so that was just a discussion among the AAA board.
Yes.
Okay. But at some point, people broached that topic with seniors at individual centers, saying it's a possibility your center would close.
I guess I couldn't answer that. I didn't hear it.
Commissioner Eckstein, isn't that how you were first alerted? You were told by seniors that somebody's told them their particular center might close?
Absolutely, it's Slippery Rock. Absolutely, unequivocally. You know, that's how we got the letters, all the commissioners got the same letter. And that's when I started initiating. The seniors notified me first at Slippery Rock, and I went there first. And then I didn't do it first. They called me up, and I wanted to go check it out more. You know, so that's how it got initiated. And that person got it from Beth Harold directly at Clearview Mall. Said that they were going to they're thinking about shutting the centers down and consolidate. You know, they hit somebody that actually goes all the time to that center. And that's how the ball got rolling.
I think the key word there was thinking. Not going to do it, they're just thinking about it.
And then I think there is a proposal made yesterday, what's being discussed. I think that does entail how many days centers are open. It wasn't about any consolidation, but I believe they're talking about reducing days at some sites. So the advisory board is going to vote on that proposal then.
Tom, I'd like to say this. When I ever hear Bill McCarrier and Dale Pinkerton say the word they're thinking, it really bothers me. I've been here 3 years. When they say they're thinking about closing Sunnyview, they're thinking about building a new building, or whatever their little thought, whatever their process is, look out. It's happening. 2-1 vote wins. Okay, I've lived it. I tried to get our first vote ever. You know, I thought maybe we could agree on this. It didn't happen today. I guess I'll finish on my term of never voting 100% of the time against me. So things are what they are. You know, 100% of the time they voted against me. We're doing it right now. It's 3 years and 4 months. So I guess we'll complete at the current rate. We'll do it.
We voted an awful lot of things today, Jim, and there was only one vote that we didn't agree on.
And that was the most important one.
No. I mean the fact that somebody differentiated. I vote 92 to 93% of the time. That's you gentlemen. But the thing is, one of you separating. One of you, either Dale, is separating and vote with me. It's never happened in 3 years and 4 months, and that's what I was trying to point out. I haven't come up with a good idea in 3 years and 4 months. It doesn't look likely.
So in other words, you're saying just because you didn't oppose any motions today, you're not turning over a new leaf?
No, I certainly am not. I'm the same old Jim Eckstein.
And why did you send a letter? You were encouraging people to come. What was your purpose at the AAA meeting and the commissioners meeting today?
Sending people to come because I heard at Beth Harold said when I went I was the only one that spoke at the Area and Aging meeting I was at the Area and Aging meeting and spoke at the last one. I was the only one. They changed a protocol. I never was restricted from speaking before. All of a sudden they came up with 3-minute rules, 10-minute, and they said that they were going to talk about the senior citizens centers being closed or discuss it at the next meeting. Lo and behold, 26 seniors come out. I'm at the next meeting, and I alerted people coming, and they didn't talk about it again. Now, I don't think that's a good board. a board, and one guy told me the board wasn't hand-selected at that meeting. These boards are hand-selected, and he says, my wife and I weren't hand-selected. Well, if they weren't hand-selected, what did this area on aging have, a husband and wife on the same board? I'm certain that some of these people here would gladly, but they don't get the opportunity. I think we owe them that opportunity. You shouldn't have a husband and wife, and he was mad as a hornet, because I said he was hand-selected. He says, my wife wasn't hand-selected either, and she's on the board. I mean, like, wow. Anyway. I did send out that letter. They did say they were going to talk about it. I did contact the senior centers, my contacts. I'm very grateful they came. I'm just overwhelmed in joy.
And just a question on one sentence there. Delegate
Sure.
someone to bring tar and feathers to the AAA meeting. You're not trying to incite civil unrest, are you?
Yeah, that's pretty easy for me to explain. Look, this whole issue has made me really upset, and I have a choice in life. We can all cry, and government's not been easy. Everybody knows in the Butler Eagle that my first 3 years and 4 months has not been an easy journey. And the problem with the seniors here, I could either cry in public, or I wrote them a letter suggesting from medieval times to get them to come out. I used humor. Now, whether it's humorous to you or not, in medieval times they used to burn witnesses at the stake, place people in stocks, and tar and feather them. So I said, they could come out and tar and feather. That maybe tar and feather, but I didn't really think that 2 80-year-olds were going to throw Beth Harold to the ground and tar and feather. That was completely facetious, I can assure you.
Thank you, that's all I have.
Thank you.
Motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. The meeting is adjourned.
Yeah.